Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Jessica and today I will be guiding you through a yoga for your quads. Oftentimes in yoga, we focus a lot on our hips and our hamstrings, and we tend to forget or neglect the quads. So today's practice is solely focused on that. No props are required, and this is suitable for all levels. We're going to begin right here in a comfortable seat with your right leg in front of your left. Close down or soften your gaze. Place your hands either in your lap or on your thighs or knees, and roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Take a moment to find your breath. Breathe in and out through your nose. And allow yourself this time to be present right now, right here. Option to keep your eyes closed or flutter them open. Just place your hands out in front of you and start to walk yourself forward into a fold. Only coming down as far as feels good for you today. You might be up on your palms, maybe on your forearms, or perhaps you even have space to rest your forehead to the mat. Wherever you are, just know that it is perfect. Walk your hands back up. Place your left hand to your right knee and your right hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist over to the right. Bend your back elbow, and gaze can either be to your side or over your right shoulder. As you inhale, lift up nice and tall. As you exhale, see if you can twist deeper. One more breath in. Full exhale out. Inhale, come back to center. Switch the cross of your legs. Place your hands behind you, straighten your legs, then rebend them so your right leg is in front of you and your left leg is in front of the right. Place your hands in front of you, walk yourself forward any amount, forward fold. Keep both sit bones planted to the mat. And notice how this side feels compared to the other side. It doesn't matter if one side is easier than the other. Nobody is perfectly symmetrical, so one side may be more challenging, it may be easier, but just notice and bring awareness to it. Take another full inhale. As you exhale, press into the mat, walk yourself back up. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lift up nice and tall. Exhale, twist. Both elbows can bend to deepen the twist. As you inhale, see if you can create more space, and as you exhale, deepen the twist. Only gazing over your left shoulder if that feels okay for your neck. Take another full round of breath in through your nose, out through your nose. As you inhale, come back through to center and find your way into a tabletop position on hands and knees. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and find a few rounds of cat-cow. Breathing in as you dip your belly, lift your gaze. Breathe out as you press the floor away, curl and round your spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Walk your hands slightly forward of your shoulders and start to rock your hips from side to side. Next time your hips are over to the right, shift yourself forward over your wrist, then all the way to the left, and then back down into a child's pose-like shape, and then all the way back around, creating really, really big circles in your hips. Noticing as you come forward, if you can feel it in the tops of your quads or your hip flexors. Switch the direction of your circles. Perfectly normal to hear some pops and crackles. Shift yourself forward so that you're in a plank-like position on hands and knees, and lower yourself with control all the way down to the mat. Place your hands underneath your forehead. Bend your right leg, reach back with your right arm, and either stay right here, reaching back with your left hand and actively pulling in your leg, or grab a hold of your foot, pull your heel in closer to your body. Press your pubic bone down into the mat, tuck your tailbone. To deepen this stretch, prop yourself up onto your left forearm or stay right where you are. Lower the hold of your foot. Place your right hand underneath your forehead. Reach back with your left hand. Bend your left knee. Either stay here or grab a hold of your foot, pulling your heel closer to your glute. Prone quad stretch. Press your pubic bone into the mat. Lengthen your tailbone. Imagine like your knee is reaching towards the back of your mat as you're pulling your heel in closer towards your body. An option again to prop yourself up onto your forearm. Slowly lower the hold of your foot back down to the mat. Place both hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself back to a downward dog, coming through hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Take a nice generous bend in your knees, then reach your tailbone nice and high. Send your leg bones back. Press your chest towards your thighs. Gaze forward. As you exhale, bend your knees. Take as many steps as you need to make your way to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Bend your left knee a lot. Straighten your right leg. Place your left hand directly underneath your head. As you inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, inviting a twist. Exhale, lower your hand back down to the mat. Bend your right leg a lot, straighten your left leg. Inhale, sweep your left arm up towards the ceiling, maybe following with your gaze. Exhale, place your hand back down onto the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back with your right foot. Lower your knee down to the mat and heel toe your left foot towards the edge of the mat. Place your left hand to the inside of your knee, lizard pose. Untuck your back toes, sink your hips forward. For this variation, we're going to stay up onto our palms. Take a few breaths to just wiggle in place, maybe rocking side to side. Then ground down through your right palm. Reach back with your left hand. Bend your right knee. Stay here, actively reaching back or pulling forward, or perhaps you can grab a hold of your foot and draw your heel in close towards your glute. If you're not feeling this so much in your quads, lift your hips up back slightly and continue to pull your heel in towards you. I really want you to get the stretch in your quads rather than in your hips for this variation. So find which one works best for you. Continue to breathe. Slowly lower your foot back down to the mat. Place your hand back down. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Send your left foot back, downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal out your legs. Find stillness. Gaze forward. Step your right foot to the outside of your right palm. Lower your back knee down to the mat. Lizard pose. Keep your palms planted either to the mat or to a block if you have them. And then start to wiggle yourself from side to side. If your wrists are starting to hurt, you can always come up onto your fists instead of your palms. Ground down through your left hand. Reach your right arm back. Bend your left leg. Stay here, or perhaps you grab a hold of your foot, drawing your heel in closer towards your body. Option to stay pressing your hips forward or lift your hips back to deepen this stretch, whichever one feels better for you. Notice as you breathe if you have more space to deepen the stretch the longer we stay. Slowly lower your foot back down to the mat. Place your palm back down to the mat. Tuck your toes. Lift your back knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Widen your heels towards the edges of your mat. Heels in, toes out. And then start to walk your palms back. Sink your hips low. Yogi squat. Perfectly okay if you are up on your toes. Mix your palms together towards heart center and use your elbows to press your knees open. Lift your chest up nice and tall, gaze ahead. Place your hands back down in front of you. Walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. Lower your knees down to the mat. Shift yourself forward, coming all the way down to the mat. Place your forearms to the ground, elbows underneath your shoulders. Press your palms into the mat, broaden through your chest. Press your pubic bone and your toes into the mat. Imagine like you're drawing the mat back towards you with your hands. Turn your right forearm in to a 90-degree angle, and then turn yourself over onto your side. Bend your top knee, grab a hold of your foot with your hand. Option to stay here in this side lying quad stretch, or bend your bottom leg and hook your ankle on top of your knee. Lower your knees down to the mat. Press into your forearm to create space in the side of your body. Then lower your ear towards your shoulder. Lift your head back up. Undo the cross of your leg. If you took it, re-straighten your leg. Let go of your foot. Roll yourself back over, Sphinx pose. Take a full round of breath here. Then take your left forearm to a 90-degree. Shift yourself over onto your left side. Bend your top leg, grab a hold of your foot with your leg, press into your forearm to create space in the side of your waist. And then option to bend your bottom leg, hook your ankle on top of your knee, and lower your legs down to the mat. Lower ear towards your shoulder to also get a gentle neck stretch. Stretching the entire side of the body. Slowly lift your head back up. Uncross your ankle, straighten your bottom leg, let go of your foot, roll yourself back over onto your belly, Sphinx pose. Take a full inhale, exhale, lower yourself down, place your hands underneath your shoulders, press yourself up to a kneeling position. Sit up onto your heels, place your hands behind you. Fingertips can be pointing towards the top of the mat, and then lift your hips, tuck your tailbone underneath you. Stay here if this is enough, broadening through your shoulders, or walk yourself down to your forearms or all the way down to the mat. Keep your tailbone tucked underneath you. Your knees don't have to be perfectly together. There can be a space. For this variation, I am sitting up onto my heels. If you prefer, you can widen your heels towards the outside of your glutes and sit your butt all the way down to the mat. Slowly start to press yourself back up. Shift your hips over to one side and then find a seat in any way that feels comfortable for you. Sit up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. And choose to either close down or soften your gaze once more. And just start to notice the effects that this practice has had on your body and on your mind. And thank yourself for showing up today. Draw your hands together towards heart center. We'll close with a releasing breath in through the nose. Side out the mouth. Bow forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for this yoga for your quads. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please comment, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe for more. Thank you. Bye.